Let me see if you are hearing anything, folks. Do I have people in the chat that can give me a feedback that everything's working? I think it's working. Maybe I'll check here with my production also. Yes. Great. We're not hearing anything. Yeah. I Are you hearing? Oh, it's just Dex. I'm okay. I'm not, but there's a reason. Yeah, yeah. Dex is not hearing anything because he'll be live with me in some minutes, so he doesn't need to listen from YouTube. So, folks, let me just get some clapping again. Great, great. So we have a great workshop today for you guys. We are building something that we are very excited about live with you. We'll talk more about that in a couple of minutes. So let me just wait a couple of seconds so everyone can kind of uh, chime in and get comfortable. I- As people are coming, I want to remind everyone that is here also and test some things. So here we have already another workshop scheduled for next week. So if you scan this QR code, you get there and you will register in our Luma link to the event. So we already have another workshop scheduled for 2 weeks from now. Maybe we'll have something next week. We'll keep you posted. And also, everything that we're going to talk about here today, you can learn with a lot of time and content and very thorough explanations on our Deco Camp. That is our boot camp, our course on how to become an agentic engineer. So the same thing, just scan this QR code and you will get there to our link where you can sign up and be part of the next class, the next cohort of Deco Camp. So, with 14 days from now, yeah, Leandro. So, if I did some testing, we're good to go. So, let's begin by bringing the star of the day, the one that brought us this amazing briefing, amazing problem to work today. That is Andes Pradilla from the Infracommerce team. So everyone, welcome. Andres, let me just do some clapping. Woo. Where's the clapping? Yeah, this
I don't
tool
get the
it
clapping.
works. Yeah, it works when it wants it. So maybe if I play
Absolutely.
here, yeah, now yeah.
Thank you, Lucas. Really very generous introduction. It's you guys that are stars here, and we're here to validate a couple of ideas, which I think you guys are doing an awesome job. Bringing really interesting stuff to the AI table. So really glad to be here and to be able to support in this and build some things together.
Perfect. Awesome. Very glad to hear that. And we couldn't ask for a better partner, a better team than the Infracommerce team represented by you, because the problem that you brought us was something that we were very excited to work on, and we want to show you what we did in a couple of minutes. But before we do that, I want to ask you where the idea came from. What were the needs from the team that emerged from this idea for you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, the idea goes like this. We have an AI lab inside of Infracommerce. We have data scientists that have worked really deeply in solutions around, the demand prediction. We've been doing lots of stuff, and as you know, the market is filled up with several different solutions platforms, and there's just too much hype. We've been bringing all that to the ground and working closely and directly with teams. You know that we're not only, let's say, a traditional agency, but we do full e-commerce, which means that we operate brands, 360 degrees from warehousing to customer service, going through the platform and everything. So we have very close relationship with our internal, management teams, And we've been working with them around, um, you know, how does AI look for an e-commerce manager, for somebody that's in charge of generating revenue for a brand, generating traffic, analyzing data, improving the site's performance, just juggling a thousand things. And we came around a couple of things that we proposed to you guys, where I think we're going to be trying to showcase how AI can fit in a scenario where there's a couple of things happening. You're using it not only as your co-pilot, perhaps to analyze some data. You're using it to perhaps gather some information quickly, and for saving time for an e-commerce manager, where before he had to go to dashboard, maybe another dashboard, pull up some information, think around stuff. So trying to pull it all together, like in an e-commerce manager's cockpit, where he can have an insight with some data, get insights from the AI, ask some questions, and then perhaps go ahead and take some action against the platform, or even outside, in the outside world with some other MCP technology. Anyways, it's just figuring out a way to stop talking about AI because of AI, and stop talking about agents because of agents, and start the conversation around, this is a business process, and it can be improved if we gather these pieces of technology and put it here in front of the user, and now he can be more productive, get better insights, have a co-pilot to make better decisions, accelerate any actions that before he had to go to a different platform, etc., etc.
Yeah, something that we talked about before when we were planning this workshop. I maybe I'll butcher it, and I'll ask you to fix me if I'm wrong. But you said something on our kickoff meeting about what good does having a AI agent that just creates a promotion have? I want to leverage on my data, leverage on my context. So it's something that you brought now, that just AI for the sake of AI. Let's put an agent here that just clicks a button and creates a promotion. You can do that alone, but leveraging your context and getting the right context and the right piece of technology to really improve and leverage your business processes is the X of the question here, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I was hearing some discussion this morning around how can you, as a person inside a team, start, toggling off some of the typical constraints that you had before AI. So, for example, one of the constraints that an e-commerce manager has is perhaps he has to go to a dashboard or a data lake and go through a Power BI, and then go through the orders in an e-commerce platform, and then try to like mix it all together in his head, and start analyzing some data. Now we can see all jumping in like on the same page, for the person to really be more efficient in the use of his time. And it's not just about talking to a chatbot and asking in natural language to perform some action. Yeah, that's nice, but value is perhaps somewhere else.
Yeah, and we were talking before about the relationship between business people and engineer, and how the business team can also leverage on AI, and this dichotomy, this relationship between those entities will never fade away. Even with AI, they will always be in close proximity. So we want to talk about more about that.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things that we definitely think is helping us is business people are now able to take their ideas a little bit further down the line, in terms of validating an idea, validating any hypothesis, perhaps even getting to a point where they can create an MVP solution. Now, that typically was not in the hands of the business people. That was typically more, I have an idea, and then that gets jumped off to the correct team to develop an MVP or develop things to be able to validate that idea. I think this whole new world is getting to a point where the guy that is closer to the business idea is able to, move some pieces around and create or validate that hypothesis, which then in turn gets refined better for the engineers to be able to develop a better version one of whatever they're going to be building. So we've seen it. It reduces the iterations back and forth between whatever the business guy wrote in a document or told in a call to the engineer team, and then what they understood, and back and forth. So that's one piece of the conversation where there's lots of optimization being generated.
Perfect, perfect. I think we pretty much got it. So just to onboard everyone on what we're going to do today, uh, we are going to make an AI solution, an AI app that creates, manages, tracks, generates insights about promotions on VTEX. We are choosing VTEX here, but maybe any OMS would work also. So we are creating e-commerce promotions, managing them and tracking them and generating sites about them. So that's it, pretty much it, right, Andres?
Exactly.
Perfect. So the good thing is, like a good chef, a good cooking show, we have the recipe already made here. So I want to show you what we are about to build with you today. So I'll share quickly my screen here and I'll show you guys. Here's our admin, our Deco CMS. We are working pretty hard on it the last couple of weeks. So some things have changed. Some things are very, very smooth now. Others not so much. But what I want to show you is this. Here in views, I already have a promotions dashboard. If I go here on this promotions dashboard, I'll just collapse this tool here. As soon as I enter this front end, this view, this UI, it shows my active promotions here. I can toggle and deactivate them or activate them as I want. Uh, and these two other buttons, I'll leave it to more upfront on the workshop. So it's already working, and we will touch on how we build this, what were the features and what were the concepts that we used to build this. And I asked you about the relationship between the business unit and the engineers, be, rightly because this is what went through our week. I was the one. I'm not an engineer. I'm not a tech person, but I built some parts of this tool. I built the first MVP of some of the tools that we're going to show you here, and then our engineers that I'm calling here helped me a lot. So you're gonna be a great example of this dichotomy, this relationship between the business team and the engineering team on getting quickly a good a good proof of concept working in no time. So without further ado, let me get the rest of the team here. So a big clapping, a big applause for Dex and Jimenez, our two engineers here at Deco that are going to help me today with this. So perfect, perfect. So Dex and Jimenez, let's begin. Let me just hop on the. Your mic improved a lot now for some reason. I don't know, Gui. Maybe something worked here when I was sharing my screen. So the first thing that I want to show you guys is how we begin approaching a problem like this. Andres, he came to us with this briefing, this concept of this AI app that we are going to build. And the first thing that we have to do is model it. So understand how it works and what features, what data sources, what workflows, what how this AI app might work, so we can begin uh, vibe coding it, right? So we just don't go to GPT and ask, build this for me. Here's the meeting, build this. No, we have to do some working before. So one thing that we do here, Deco, let me share my maybe all my window. No, I will share just the tab here. One way that we approach this here at Deco is answering those four questions. What are the features of this software, this AI app? What are the tools? What does it do? What are the data sources used? Where do we get all this data? What are the vital workflows for the proper functioning of the system? And what are the ways the user will interact with the solution? I was pretty skeptical at first when I thought that just answering those questions would help me. But when Lucy's from our team showed me those questions and I answered them, it helped me a lot. So let's begin. What are the features of this software? We already talked about them here with Andres, but I'll just list here that I want the create VTEX promotions with natural language, right? This is a feature, some tool that I want this software to do. Another one is fetch promotions from VTEX and get its data, right? And then another feature is to get AI suggestions about the promos. Uh, right? This is, I think we this is the three main features that we have here, right? We talk about some other things addressed when we were like uh, going through the future of this software, but I think for today, these three features: creating VTEX promotions with natural language here, language, fetching promotions from VTEX and getting its data, and getting a suggestion about the promotions, and maybe here uh, creating maybe get the AI suggestion about the promotions and creating new ones from those suggestions. Right? Dex, Jimenez, this makes sense, right?
Yeah, yeah. I believe you can replace data with performance.
From its performance, right? Performance. This is very important, not just for the sake of doing this, for our admin or for anything that you do with AI, but just to kind of organize your brain also, because when you answer those questions, you're maybe getting uh, where you want to get, right? I was just checking here the chat if something okay, nothing nothing to worry about. The next question that we need to pay attention to answer is, what are the data sources used for these solutions, right? And here we pretty much have a pretty understanding of what the data source is. It's VTEX, right? But what VTEX, right? I'm a business user. I don't know what VTEX means or what is the data source of VTEX that I need. So I go to VTEX developers aqui, their docs, right? And I went to
We are seeing your
Yeah.
screen.
yeah. I just shared my tab. When I go to, I've shared the entire window. You see you replicated, but that's okay. Now you don't. So I go here to VTEX docs documentation page, and I can just search for promotions because we are talking about promotions, right? Promotions. And I can, no, their search didn't help me. Maybe guides. Okay. I know what I want from them. Here. I can just go here on API reference and get the promotions and taxes API. This is some endpoints from this API we're going to use. So I can just look at this pretty quickly. So get our promotions is something that we probably want. So I'll link here this documentation maybe and say here get all promotions endpoint. Yeah, get our promotions here. This is something that we probably need because we are fetching promotions, right? So first I need to get the promotion. So get promotions is something that I need. Let me go through here again. Let me go back and get out taxes, search promotion by name, get promotion by ID, uh, archive, unarchive, create and update is something that we're gonna need for the create VTEX promotion natural language, right? Create and update promotions, and maybe put the reference here. Let's see what you're gonna need also. Uh, I think for the sake of this, we have the two most important endpoints here. Am I forgetting something, Dex? I think not, right? Get our promotions, create a promotion. I cannot archive and unarchive because I want to enable and disable the promotions, right? So this is another one. Archive and unarchive promotions, right? And these are their, sorry, I have this one here. Here, it's archive and unarchive is another one. Okay, great. Now, something that I need to do is get the orders, right? Because just getting the promotions just lists me the promotions that I have enabled on my account, so my store. So I need something about orders, maybe orders. Yeah, the orders API. Get order, list orders. I think that's the one. So list orders, and then I'll go here and list orders. I'm just organizing my brand to tackle this problem, right? So I need to list the orders. Let me just check if there's another thing about the orders that I need. I don't think so. And let me come back again. Create. To create, I need the let me create. Archive and archive. Okay. Fetch promotions. It's the get all promotions. Okay. Get AI suggestions about the promos. That's something that doesn't involve VTEX, right? So what can I write here, Dex, to inform the our admin or inform me about how can I get the AI suggestions here?
I believe the AI suggestions are the list orders with the searching of each promotion and their details.
But some AI has to go through them, right?
Yes.
So this is in Deco, or I need to do something here.
No, this is a deco. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I can just maybe go here and create another here Deco and put something about uh, AI generate or something like that. But okay, I'll just leave it that here. With, so I think we first we understood more or less about the features that we want in this software, and then the data that we need from them. I went through each of these features and search on the VTEX API for something that might relate to that. Get all promotions, create and update promotions, archive and archive promotions, list orders. Okay. Uh, and now I just need to understand the workflow, just to watch our each steps to make this happen, right? Because here just listed the result, and now I need to understand how this happens. I can just wing it, maybe describing my own words what I want these workflows to be. I think we have each of these features is maybe a workflow or something like that. So let me bring them here and kind of describe the workflow here. So fetch promotions from VTEX and get its performance. So first I need to get all promotions. let me just see here. Yeah, get all promotions from VTEX API. This is the first step, and then this step will get me some info. So I need to parse the info, maybe Dex parse the info from the API call, something like that, maybe.
Yeah.
Then I need to fetch the promotions from VTEX and get its performance. So I need to list orders, because I just got the promotions, right? But I don't have the orders from the promotions. I need that to know which promotions this store have. So I have this, and then I need to list orders, filtering. I don't know, these orders by promotion name, maybe. Then parse the info from the orders. And the final step is to maybe render to, no, yeah, this is the workflow. And then I'll render this result of this workflow in some front end or something, some dashboard with this info, right? So this is the first vital workflow for this to work. The other one is to get the AI suggestions about the promotions and create new ones from those suggestions. So because I already got the info about the promotions, so the first step maybe is to get the infos from the uh, fetch. I'll call that fetch promos workflow from the previous workflow, right? I need to get its info, and then I need to I have a prompt an AI to analyze the info. That's the next step, maybe. Analyze. Let me see what I got wrong. Analyze the info, and then maybe I have I can say I need to organize the info for each promo, something like that. I think this is maybe more or less the workflow that I need, right? And the last one is to create VTEX promotions with natural language. So I prompt an API with the promotion that the user wrote, and then with this prompt has to call the create and update promotions API, right? Endpoint call create. I'll just put in all caps, create and update promotions API. And then promotion created, maybe promotion created. Okay. I think this is pretty much a very, very simple, and I can go a lot deeper if I want about these workflows, but I think for the sake of the workshop that I pretty much got it, right? I have a workflow. Let me just frame it here. This workflow, and this workflow, right? I have these data sources, more or less, that I need. I have these features. Let me frame it here also. I'll delete this here because I think I don't need it. Okay. And the last thing is just to describe the ways that the user will interact with the solution. So what I'm thinking about is the user will, let me just zoom in here. The user will enter the dashboard and already and be greeted with their active promotions and uh,
And their stats, their performance.
and their stats and performance. Right. On another tab, the user will be able to see the some AI suggestions for each promotion and choose and act on them uh, enable, disable, create new one, etc. And
Look, people in the backstage are asking if you could zoom in a little.
yeah, lastly, the user will have a input where they can write in their own words the promo they want and the app will create it. I think it's a very basic but very um a very good explanation of this AI app, right? I
Yeah.
think just yeah, Dex.
No, it is. I was just
Yeah, I think just for the sake of this kind of document that I'm creating, I'll just list the goal here. Go an AI app that let me just that creates, tracks, manages promotions that allows merchants to create, track, and manage promotions in their stores on VTEX. And again, this could be any OMS, any data source, any other solution. We just chose VTEX for the sake of this demo, right? So I have here a very good here on. I didn't explain that I'm in ScholarDraw. ScholarDraw is an app just to write and draw some things. So I have here a very thorough explanation about the app that I want to make. So the good thing about ScholarDraw is that I can just copy this drawing, and that's where the magic begins to happen inside Deco. So I'll go here in my Deco admin. Let me just zoom in a little bit. And here at documents, I can create documents about my project here. I have a Infracommerce org here and a Infracommerce project. And then I'll create a new document. Just let me see here. Yeah. Did we have some Jimenez, that last PR that we were talking about, where I could just bring a PR template here, we don't have it here. Just checking because I can do that without it.
Yes, I don't guess so. Yeah, I don't think we have them.
Okay, so that's okay. We this afternoon we made a new feature where we could you could just ask a a PRD template to structure your project. But that's okay. I'll just ask DecoChat. DecoChat is our agent that is always here with you. You can just submit in whatever screen you are in DecoChat, in Deco CMS, and I can ask it, please write uh,
People are
it.
asking if you could zoom in a little bit more. Yeah.
Now it's okay. Write a detailed PRD uh, about this AI app I uh, dribbled. No, I doodled here in Scolidra, and I
And
just
Lucas, and usually it's when you're working with AI, when you summarize like the only with the initials like PRD, it's
yeah,
usually better to like write what it means, because then it shrinks the possibility of the AI to
perfect.
hallucinate and
Perfect.
also.
I just need to remember what a PRD,
Yeah. Yeah. It's
the
been
right, exactly the right product requirements document here.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, product requirements document. So I'm asking here to write a detailed product requirements document about this AI app I doodled here in Scolidra. And then I just need to paste, no, sorry, wrong clipboard. Let me just copy it again and paste it here.
Mhm.
Scolidra just makes a SVG of a JSON of the drawing, and they just make it create the document, right? So let's see it working.
And again, I just want to jump in, Lucas, because I think it's very important to say that it's a little bit boring, but this first step is really, really, really important.
Yeah,
I think we're in an era where everybody is tempted to just uh, open in Gemini and start putting out nano banana images like immediately.
yeah,
And that's kind of the mindset that everybody's in. But I can't emphasize enough that it's really, really important to be able to sit down and generate a PRD, because at the end of the day, that's going to be like your contract between whatever your business guy thinks he needs and what he's going to get at the end of the day. And it also helps the person in front of the PRD, think twice or three times if necessary or more in terms of, you know, how can I refine it, and where is it that I'm going to be able to add value, and start discarding things or aligning things before jumping into asking the AI for something. So obviously, there's tons of things to be done here later on if you want to get more sources of data, like somewhere
yeah.
inside of BigQuery or stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's really important to start here. Just wanted to emphasize on that part.
Perfectly put, Andres. And it's not only for to make it a contract as you told, but it's the best way to organize your thoughts also, right? You have a very sparse idea of what you want to do, and writing a PRD or writing a structure of what you want to do helps a lot to organize and put things in perspective and what you need to accomplish this. So you know that we are in beta and maybe some things will happen just like that. Let me just retry again to see if this fix it. But you see that we have a little UI problem here. Let me just see if it can create it again. If it doesn't, that's no problem. Dex, after we make this PRD, what are the steps that we are going to do.
Okay, so first of all, don't mind me if I feel nervous because I am. Uh,
Yeah.
it feels weird to talk to like 45 people, 50 people without seeing anyone's faces. I'm not a natural YouTuber like yourself, Lucas. Uh,
No.
so, what do we understand so far? As Andres explained plainly, something that we synthesize as context is everything. Makes sense, right? There is no use of AI if it's not integrated within your system. And Lucas is already doing the first step, which is creating a business context, a product requirement document, which explains in a simple way what the project should do. And we could approach this in a plethora of ways, but I believe for the sake of this workshop, we wanted to do it in a way that any user could do, which is through our UI. Uh, so I believe we would start creating tools for each API endpoint that VTEX has for this. And then we could create the workflows, which are like uh, multiple tools in a chain. And then we could make views to display those tool calls and the workflows. And I believe that creates the app that we want to. So
Yeah.
PRD is
We
that.
got it here. The deco chat maybe some problem here, but the document was created, and it's a pretty thorough explanation of what we gave it. It's the Scotty draw drawing. So we have the problem, the executive summary, the problem overview, problem statement, solution, target users, features and capabilities, and here is the most important part that we're going to use, the description of each tool and each uh, um, feature that we have in this app, then the data sources, and everything is here. Of course, here in Deco you can just edit this document. I can just review it and see if I have everything here, but I think we got something that we can start working towards, right, Dex?
Yeah, yeah. Want me?
So I'll give it to you, the screen. So let me just stop sharing my screen.
Oh,
Stop sharing.
no,
And
let me go here. I'm gonna share my whole screen, and then I'm gonna go up on our admin. I'm not seeing you guys right now, just at my other screen at YouTube, but there's a delay there. So open up the mic and say something if I got something wrong. But I'm gonna go here and get inside the project you're working on, and then I'm gonna go to document and look, there it is. Your PRD is right here. So I believe what we want to do is create a new tool. You can see we have a plethora of tools here already, and that's because we cheated and did them already. But we're gonna create a whole new tool for you guys so you can see how it is easy to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and create a new tool, and I'm gonna create a new chat here so it doesn't have the recent chat I was working on. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the I can actually use your document, right?
right.
So I can go here and type at and what is the name of the document again?
VTEX Promotions AI Manager.
Okay, so we got a lot of things here, and this is our document, the tax promotions they are managed PRD. So I'm gonna ask Claude to what is the first tool we need to build? So it's going ahead and reading the document, and it says it's the VTEX promotions get all. And it's giving a reason why starting with that and what it needs to do. So we actually already solved authentication for this project. Uh, and I have it on our database. So I'm gonna ask yes, create that tool, but also use our database integration. At table credentials, there's our account name, app key, and app token. And I'm gonna add that integration right here, clicking on the plus sign and adding it here so it has the context to doing so. Use that as the auth header for that too. Go ahead. I'm just doing this because I don't want it to create a tool which will have to enter the account name, app key, and app token every time. Also, it's not a good standard to just leave your credentials added at the database. We're just doing this for the sake of this workshop, and it's a proof of concept. But there's a lot of other ways to authenticate your apps. And also, we already have those APIs for VTEX in an app in our marketplace. We're just doing this so you can realize how easy it is to create a tool which can connect to any API. Just like a footnote.
Yeah.
And one thing that I think it's nice to show is that the AI can kind of like self-heal. So it tries to create a tool and then it somehow makes a mistake, but then we use some technologies behind it that kind of compiles the code and tells the AI like, oh no, you did this function calling wrong, so you should do this call instead, and then it kind of like self-heal.
Yeah, it's amazing. It failed right here.
Yeah,
And then it
and then kind
self-healed.
of like self-heal.
There is no input form because there isn't an input for this get. So I'm gonna ask you to run it. It got an error for output validation failed. Stands promotion is not a type of array. You don't need to know this because it's already self-healing again, just like Jimena said. And then it's testing again. And then great. It fetched like 5 promotions for VTEX, which are the active ones. Actually, no, scratch that. There's an inactive one. And that is it. We have now a tool that works perfectly according to Claude. And it's already authenticating and getting the 5 promotions we have at this account store, which is KA store. And I believe the next step right now, Lucas, is to show other tools and then we could move on to workflows.
Perfect. That sounds good.
Okay,
As you do that, I think we can dive deep of what a tool is and this concept that you're using here and how it fits our happy path and our product, right?
perfect, perfect. Uh, those are the tools we have. And what the fuck is a tool? A tool is just like code. It's a primitive we use to describe something that it's wrapped around an MCP, which is the protocol that Anthropic created for communicating with AI as its own personal tool belt. And it's basically an abstraction of code. And that code could be an API call, that could be a calculation, that could be really anything. And those are all the tools we already created, as I'm showing you. We already did this because we don't need to do this for like all the API endpoints that we need to use or will use, but they're all here. We even did more than we need to. We did like a card simulation. We're not going to use that. We haven't, but it's all here. So if I get the VTEX get out promotions, there's no input form. I can run it, and then it's gonna fetch all my promotions. If I let's see another one which doesn't need any input. Let's see list orders. It's got input, but I
The ID of the, yeah, you
yeah,
can.
but there's a default. Yeah. So if I run this tool, I get the output right here, and then I can see this is just like Postman or Insomnia or any request response app. And
Yes, if I could interrupt, Tex,
yeah,
I like to think about tools as like ways for fetching data. So if I need to add external data to my agent or to my system, I create a tool. So I need to fetch from an external API like VTEX. I need to kind of use an LLM. I need to create an image like using Nano Banana or something like this. I create a tool. Usually I like to think in this way.
perfect. Great explanation. So, uh, as I believe we covered a lot of tools and how they work and what they are, I believe we can move on
So,
to
so
work.
Dex, just to put in perspective, we just created the first tool of one of those workflows that I listed on Scolidor, right?
Yeah,
We created a tool that goes on VTEX API, fetches data, and this is part of a more nuanced and multi-step workflow, right? So that Dex was telling that we cheated. I don't want to think that we cheated. It's just a mise en place of a cooking show. We already have all other tools prepared for you guys, just so we can move forward. But just to put in perspective, we just created the first tool of one of those workflows. When you're doing working with Deco CMS, you would do all the other tools, and now just go to the workflow that is the next thing that Dex is going to show you.
exactly. Perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and we already have our mise en place here,
Yeah,
and we're gonna create another workflow. And in this workflow, we gonna try to make the first workflow from the PRD. So I'm gonna try and describe it here directly without using the PRD this time. So we need to create a workflow that first it runs the tool for the text get all promotions. And I'm gonna have to add this while we don't have that automated because we are still in beta, but that will be automatic for all users coming Monday, I believe. So we need to create a workflow that first runs the tool for the tax get all promotions and get their names. I'm gonna, and the second step that get all their names. I'm gonna just send that and see what it comes up with.
Yeah, and one question that we get often is that like when you should use workflows, when you should use tools, and what are the differences between them. Um, I like to think of tools as something like that's very it's the granularity of the ender is different. So when I want to do something that is very granular, like fetching an API or doing something like this, that is very quick to respond, I usually do a tool. And when I want to do a computation that takes a longer time, so usually more than 60 seconds to complete, I usually use a workflow. So workflows are usually when you need to call a tool, do some kind of computation, call another system, and then aggregate results, aggregate data, and then do some kind of behavior difference between depending on how this data gets to you. So I don't know if you want to comment on that, Dex.
Yeah, that's perfect. Workflows run asynchronously, so it's more long-running process that chains a lot of tools and Tools are more granular when you need something specific. That's perfect. So we did a workflow that's not updating here, so I'm gonna go ahead and refresh. So, okay, so we got the steps here. It's just 2 steps: fetch promotion and extract names. Uh, and it responded. It took 7.7 seconds, and we got the promotion names. Now, I know that VTEX has a quirk to its list orders API that whenever you got a promotion that has a comma, it's got to be double quoted. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask for it to do that. If I haven't, the API would give an error, and possibly it could figure that out, but possibly you could need to read the docs and figure that out yourself. But I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So when we have a promotion name that has a comma, we need to double for it.
Aquele, that slash doesn't need to be on the last slash there. Doesn't need to be between the
It does.
quotes.
Yeah, actually it does.
Awesome.
And I'm gonna go ahead and actually already ask it to create the next step. To add the tools management here. So it's searching for the VTEX list order tool. It didn't find it, so it's searching again and again. Let's see if we find it. It found it, and now it's reading it. And it will probably update the extract names first, and then add the new step for this. And then what will we have is a workflow that fetches all our promotions, extract the names, which is the way that the tax API uses to fetch orders related to that promotion, which is substandard, to be honest. Should be ID. But okay. And then if we run this, we should have the performance for each promotion. Workflow started, and now it's pulling for its results since it's asynchronous. And then the step 1 already fetched all promotions, step 2 already extract their names, and then step 3 was running, it checked again, and then it's finished. For the first promotion, we got 2 orders found, a total value of 21 million Chilean pesos. Is that right? Or is that micro currency? I believe it's right.
I think that's right.
Okay. I don't know how to convert in my head to pesos. um, and the free shipping has more orders, 94, 20, 45 here, or 46 actually. And there's 2 promotions here that got no orders yet. It said that it's implemented CSV formatting. That's not actually true, but okay. And if I refresh here, I could see those steps they're all here. We're gonna have a play button here so you can follow the steps in the UI instead of the chat, but I think the chat works fine. And I believe that's it. We already have a workflow that's getting the promotions, tracking the names, getting its performance, and combining the results. We already done previously, like this afternoon, a workflow that does the exactly same thing, and another workflow that is actually the same thing plus a step with AI using our integration for the AI gateway, which we can use to generate things using LLMs or generating structured responses. Why is that important? Because I don't want the LLM to respond me with a text that I gotta parse and gotta, I don't know, use a regex on it. I sometimes want it to respond as a JSON so I can use it at an UI as a state or something. And then this workflow I can run here. Let me start just a new chat so the context doesn't get bungled over. Run this workflow and let's see what we get here.
Deco, if I Deco Dex. Dex, if I want to have access to the code and the repository of this project, if an engineer wants to like see under the hood and link this with a repository, is he able to do that
Perfect.
today?
He is. Deco is notoriously known for that. It's no code and full code. Uh, I, 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 I believe this is actually my first time doing things through the UI, and I actually prefer coding because the AI sometimes, uh, I don't know, hallucinate some stuff, and I want to tweak the code uh, and have control. But I understand that normal people don't want to do that. And that's great to have the UI, but you have full autonomy and full control in the repository of this, which you could use our, we call it deconfig, to pull everything, and you could tweak it there. We also have a command line interface, which is open source, and at our repo here, which is DecoChat. And yeah, yeah, believe you have full control over everything you're doing here. Uh, it's still analyzing, right? So it stopped pulling.
Mhm. Dex, so if you just want to show to everybody, like up on the right corner, there is like a terminal symbol button.
Yeah,
Yes.
the link, it's,
And it has some like instructions that it's kind of like coming soon, but then um,
yeah, it's,
it will have like instructions to how to download the code and run it on your local machine and all that.
yeah, we actually changed it to coming soon for the workshop
Ah,
because
okay. Because I clicked this afternoon.
yeah, because the link is experiencing some issues, but
Okay, okay.
so
No, no problem.
so the workflow finished, and the promotion advisor workflow is saying that the free shipping above 9,000 is the top performer because it has 24 orders and 1.9 billion in pesos, and it's got a good AOV. But the 20% of orders above 20,000, 20,000, 200,000, yeah, okay, has the higher AOV. It's 29% higher than the free shipping one. Uh, and explaining why it works for each one of them. It's getting key correlations. That's the prompt we use. And it's comparing automatic versus coupon, threshold effectiveness for the values, and it's giving out 5 recommendations. The high priority one, it's saying it's a tiered free shipping and the discount ladder, making free shipping at tiers, right? So it's free shipping plus 50 off at 300K, 200K, it's free shipping plus 20% off. There's a premium bundle promotion, which is it's a progressive discount as well. There's a first purchase optimization instead of 10 being 15, so we can improve its performance because it just got like 2 orders. It's good. Andres, how is this looking?
Looks promising and looks interesting, Dex. Uh, Jimenez, just you were saying a few minutes ago how AI sometimes hallucinates on stuff.
Yeah.
Just many of these recommendations actually make sense. Just wondering a little bit like where it got from. Is it fetching data? Yeah, yes, from the orders. Yes, it's matching the discounts. Yes, it's analyzing, the bunch of orders that it has, which is around 150 or 200 orders from the last couple of days.
Yes. And
Um, mm,
it's getting the orders from, I believe, the last 90 days, but this QA account only got like
yep.
I don't 150 orders, and that's mostly today and yesterday, I believe. But it's getting that range, that period, and there's a prompt that I ask AI to write the prompt for herself, and then it spew out this. But that is something that you guys could create a document that is a prompt for how the recommendations should be, what it should analyze. I think it made a somewhat good structure here. There's first a high performance section, then a key correlation section, and then a recommendation, a suggestion section, and it's got priorities. It's
I
okay.
agree, and it has some very interesting recommendations on the bottom ones where it says, you know what, if you activate a promotion where you do a progressive thing, you're gonna, it's estimating an additional 1.1 billion jam pesos or whatever. So it's kind of trying to do the math around the impact uh, of the suggestion actually, given by switching or implementing a new type of promotion, or just tweaking a little bit on the very simple promotions that actually were created uh, like on purpose for this workshop.
Exactly.
Mm,
And you guys could tweak the prompt in order to capture the value you want. Here, I believe it's optimizing for revenue. But say you wanted to optimize for product average or AOV, you could just tweak the prompt in order to do so because you don't want uh, more revenue, that means more orders. You want more average order value, and then you could put that into the prompt and tell it, I don't know, you don't want free shipping anymore because that's too costly, and then it would start being more on point with your business rules. uh, I believe the workflow is, I don't know, we got that covered. I believe we can show the views. What about?
Perfect. So no, yeah, Dex, I think that's a good plan, but I just want to ground everyone on what's happening. So we
Okay.
made, yeah, we talked about a lot of stuff. Let me just ground everyone. So we structured the plan of the iApp on ScholarDraw or any other tool that you want to use, a Google Docs or whatever. Then we prompt our AI to write a PRD about these AI app that we structured in before. Then we begin following the document, right? Following the PRD, right? We made one of the tools, the first one that it listed, and we got the other ones already made. And now we made one workflow and showed one that was already ready, of the functionalities that we want for these, the workflows that we want for this AI app, right? So we threw a lot of concepts here. I just want to ground everyone on what we are doing. We are still in beta. We are working a lot on this admin. We in the future, all of this process that we are doing manually will be done automatically, right? You will just describe the app that you want, and the deco cms will guide you through it, writing a PRD, making each tool, making each workflow, then making the view, right? Humanities, no, yeah, right. So Dex, I think that Dex went on a little bio break. That's perfect because I have two announcements that I want to to remind everyone. I already talked about them in the beginning, just to remind everyone again. If you want to, it's in front of me, but maybe right here, you can scan the QR code right here. So if you want to learn all of that with a a much more nuanced and slow pace, like you can watch it many times, and we go deep on each of these concepts that we are talking about. You can sign up for Deco Camp, where you will learn everything that we are teaching here, but more thoroughly. And you can already sign up for the next workshop that we have scheduled. That is 2 weeks from today. Maybe we'll have some next week, but until then, this is the next workshop that we have. So just scan the QR code, you go on Luma, and you just register for the workshop. So great. Dex, let's make this front end, right?
Yes.
Let me ask you a question. Just
Yes.
following up on the process, because I think it's very interesting. It's kind of midway between being a business guy, just prompting things inside of Deco to get something built, but there's some things in the back. I just want to ask a question. For example, when you created the document with the PRD, uh, and you upload it as a document, and then you referenced it into the chat. Uh, and again, this might be just me geeking out a little bit, but was this added into the context for the LLM to start working? Was this ragged and then kept as context? It's just being added, uh, or how was a little bit more the technical side of that? And do we even need to worry about it? And that's kind of where I'm going. If you get 100% business user in front of this, he's not going to know that there's a comma that's going to mess up the names for the VTEX promotions. Uh, so again, he's going to shoot it out, and then it's going to fail, and then probably the AI is going to heal, and it's going to identify, and it's going to add the double quotes or whatever. It's just going to take 5 minutes longer. Um, so it's I'm kind of trying to understand that line between the business user prompting here in the chat, getting some agentic flow accomplished, and what needs to be done like more from the basis. For example, the tools. A very interesting thing you mentioned a while ago was you created one of the tools from the API, and I think it was nice because it's a business user going to a documentation that he doesn't understand, pasting it in the chat, and Deco is creating the tool with the get promotions API. That was awesome. But tools tend to exist because they're going to be reusable inside of the whole ecosystem. So workflows, not as much. Perhaps the workflow is for a specific task, maybe of a specific team or a specific user. So that workflow, it kind of lives more independently. Tools are made so that they can be reused. Anyways, just jumping on with some ideas. If any of you guys want to jump in with an answer, and then we can follow up with the views.
Yeah, I got some thoughts on that. I believe the business user need to worry not about these things. So uh, in that case specifically, that's not a rag. That's just a document for context to be used when reference in another thing. It could be a rag. It's just one tool behind being a rag. And I believe if it is or is not, and when it should be a thing that's handled by the platform. That's what we're aiming to do, because the end user doesn't know mostly what MCP is, or when do I need a RAG or a LoRa or a fine-tuned model, and I believe that's something. I'm, I, I don't just believe we're doing this. We are abstracting these things so the final user can interact with the software and create the solution for his problems in a way that he doesn't need to learn how it works or the taxonomy of it. And I don't know. That's my 2 cents on the issue.
I absolutely agree. And again, let's assume for a second that the data source for orders was not only VTEX, but perhaps also a BigQuery. So yes, the user is just going to say, connect to BigQuery and give me the orders for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
And it's going to break if it's not prepared to capture 100,000 orders or a million orders, and then be able to start to understand that. And that's where things start to need, a more deep and profound understanding on this needs to be built also like traditional software.
Yes.
It's not only an agent that makes magic. You can fetch the agent, the last 150 orders from VTEX, and it's not going to be a problem. But if you ask it for the last 5 years of orders, there's going to be a problem unless you push that into a database, I don't know, rag it, do something else so that the business user can, I don't know if in 1 minute, perhaps not, perhaps tomorrow, perhaps in the afternoon, but he wants to see, I don't know, the trend for free shipping for the last 5 years.
Exactly.
Yes, and
Jeremy is actually screaming at the chat workflows. Workflows is when you need to batch a solution. Yeah, that's one way of approaching it.
yeah, and if I can add on that, like we are one of the things that we didn't do yet, but we are definitely gonna work this on this is this chat that we talk to. It has to have context about not only the tools that we have created, not only of the documents that exists, but also on the integrations that we have. So we have like a marketplace where there are a lot of integrations and connections that the agent can use, and and like so for instance BigQuery, it could just install the integration with BigQuery, ask you for your credentials, and then fetch data. But then we are going to get on the problem that you said, like Andres, the problem that if you ask for like 5 years of data, and it's going to like overflow the context window of the agent, and then the agent will not be able to do anything. And one of the things that we did there that is really interesting is the possibility of the agent to, instead of the agent fetch the data and then get the result and then do something, the agent actually can create a code just in time that does the fetching and processing and then returns like a very simplified version of the data. And this is the thing that we are betting on. Like the agent, it will not fetch the data directly, but instead it will generate a code that can do the processing of the data. So we are kind of like heading on that direction. And one of the things that we really worked on the technical side is this ability of running just-in-time code that the AI generates in a secure way that makes sure that the data won't leak and so on and so forth. And these are the things that we're really working on.
Got it. Super interesting. Let's go to views.
Yeah, I want to see it happen now. That's the as a designer, that's the part that interests me the most.
So let me get here. We already have a view, but I'm gonna, for the sake of the workshop, create a new one. What we need here for context, I believe it's our tools management. I'm gonna ask it to create a view which gets the I already have a tool that gets everything, which is this one. If I ask it to run it, it will probably get everything. So I'm gonna ask it for to search for this tool and add it.
So right here, Dex, you're in builder mode. You're in vibe coding builder mode. So you're basically um, you know instructing with natural language that you want to view, which then is going to create something that the team or you yourself can use later on. Uh, you know, on more on a user basis, right? I'm getting it right, correct?
Yes, exactly that.
Okay, good.
Basically, we created tools, we created workflows, but what if I need to wrap this up in a UI that I can call it without having to open up the chat, or I want to see in a tabular way? That's when views come into play. You guys can add something. I got nothing.
So that views management tool that I see you have selected on the bottom right part above where you wrote. So that's kind of the internal uh, deco tools that know how to build views.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes, and one of like my goals and specifically is like to make it so that you don't need to select this kind of tools. It kind of already knows how to auto select them based on the environment and knows like which tools you are mentioning and which tools you need to use to accomplish a certain task.
Exactly. We already know the path that, I don't know, that OpenAI followed. Before, you opened up the selector and you had 6 or 8 models, and the user was like, "What the hell? Which model should I use?" They went the other way around, and it's just, use GPT-5. That's it. And then the model itself needs to understand if you want to, what is it that the user wants to do. Makes sense. Jimenez, makes sense.
Yeah, that is, and the nice thing is that it will have context about the marketplace, so it will be able to auto install things for you and like kind of say to you like, oh, for this task, I suggest you installing this integration with, I don't know. So
Yeah, we got some tweaks to do here at our tools and agents because we had a 404 that's not self-healing yet, but I just copied the error and throw it out in the chat. It tested the tool, so it knows it works, and it realized that it's calling it wrong. I didn't know that, and it's updating now. So
mm,
I believe we're gonna see a working view when it finishes.
mhm.
applied. Let's see. No, it's still 404.
Hmm.
Oh, here. Let's see this, Jimenez. It's saying that before it was incorrect because it was calling the tool name by its full name, and after it was correct by calling it by its name. That's not right.
I thought we had to use that URL.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, ask for it to add some console logs, and then you can complete that into the thing.
So this is getting a bit, little bit techy, but as uh, I was talking about with Andres, uh, we are going to abstract this so the user doesn't need to know that because we made a good system prompt for our agents and they have the proper tools for writing, debugging, and fixing things. Just like the tools and workflows were already self-healing, the views, which is, I believe, 2 3 days old, minutes, uh,
Yeah, yeah,
uh,
yeah,
will as well.
yeah. And this is something like that is really interesting. We didn't run into this kind of issues when we were doing tools, because it kind of like self-healed. So it made some, it created some tools in a wrong way as well, but then it kind of figured it out, and then it self-healed, and then everything just worked. On the views, we don't have that yet. So we can run into this kind of issues that like it doesn't run on the first prompt. And this shows the importance of having this kind of self-healing properties, and this is something that we really we learned on these years of working with AI, that if it doesn't have like a self-healing tool, it will probably get it will not deliver what you ask it, right? So yeah.
Yeah, but sending the errors to the chat normally does the deal. And
Mhm.
I believe it figured out that the problem was that the URI was not actually being coded.
Okay, yeah. One thing that helps is adding the tool management tool and asking for it to call the tool, and then like now that you know the tool.
Yeah, I did that. Yeah.
Okay.
He called it like, I don't know. Here. Yeah,
Okay.
here. It called the tool.
Hmm. Nice. And this is like a really nice technique, right? So when you want the agent to kind of like connect to an API or do something with the data that is returned from this API, you usually use the agents to kind of like call the API, and then the agent will learn how what's the shape of the data, and then we will be able to like write a better code that works.
He tried to make three different formats to get the tool name.
Let's see.
Uh, I believe neither. Every
Did
one
you
of
refresh the UI?
Yeah, I did. I can
Okay.
hard refresh
Okay.
as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
Let's try to make a view without calling a tool, just for the sake of the demo.
yeah, perfect. I'm
Maybe
gonna.
you can make it call the tool just to know what data to mark, and then like be
I'm gonna
Mhm.
ask for just to do an UI with mock data, and I added two modules for libraries that I really like, so it doesn't come up as simple or toyish like. But we can add the data we want after. And we can also show the view that we've already done. Let's see if it works. These silences are deafening, right?
Mhm.
And I can see you guys, so
In the view that we are about to show, we made uh, just like that. So there's something that is going on here that the god demos are not helping us today. So
Mhm. Okay, nice.
so it spawned a promotions dashboard, which is working.
Mhm.
And there's a button for create promotion. It doesn't open a dialog or anything. But what we could do is now try to add the tool.
Mhm.
the name of the tool get is get order stats by promotions. Maybe that's yeah, okay.
Yeah, it found it. Yeah, that's the good thing with LLMs. I don't need to be precise.
Yeah.
I try to be, but I don't have to.
Until you have I don't know, 300 or 500 tools, and then it can go sideways.
Yeah, but in the more granular sense, when you're talking to an LLM, it's gonna understand if you're speaking in Portuguese, English, Spanish, or whatever. And even if you switch up things or use the wrong word or make a typo, it's gonna work. But yeah, you're right. If you have like 300 tools, you gotta be precise, or you can uh, make it so you don't have to. What do I mean by that? If all my tools have just names and they are ambiguous or non-descriptive, that's a problem. If they have proper names following a good standard, like, I don't know, a block component module, the BAM, or good descriptions, it's always going to figure it out what the tool that you need is. Okay, it sounds like it did it. Let's see. No, yeah, getting an error loading the data. But I believe we can show the dashboard that we already did. No, it's getting a 404 as well. Oh, so it's, I believe it's a,
It's the one that I showed the like the beginning of
yeah, it's down.
the
Yeah.
the workshop. Maybe it's that PR that you you approved, Jimenez, right?
Yeah, I think so because like
Please
Yeah.
revert it so we can
Yeah. So we can show
we
this.
can show the one that we had.
Oh, no, it's here. It's here.
Ah,
uh-huh.
okay.
Created another one which was the wrong one.
Yeah.
It's saying here, good morning, Lucas, manager of VTEX promotions. And here are our active promotions, which it got by the tool. And when I click one of them, it's got the stats, which we already saw before, the orders, the revenue, it's TKM here, but it's AOV. Uh, Items per order, which is the product average. There's the details for the promotion, the discount for the product, the shipping discount, which type it is, uh, the start and end date, if it has or not business rules, which origin is applying to. This is mostly things for rates and benefits at VTEX. And there's no coupons, there's no max items or specific conditions. And there's this for every promotion here. And this is one I've created add this UI, but I'm gonna show you guys this. Let's see if the promotion advisor is running. It's running. I believe it's analyzing promotions here. So while it does that, let me show you this create a new promotion. So let's say, Andres, want to give me a hand here? Which promotion should we create?
Eh, um, you want to make it complex, or you want to go a more straightforward route? Um,
Either, yeah, or both. We could do two in a row.
um, Again, I'm just yeah. We could. Does it need to
Everything
be
free.
any type of promotion? Can it be? Does it need to be a regular promotion? Can it be any one of the different promotions that are available?
Yeah, yeah, it can be. The tool is basically the API with the power of LLM. So
So if we want to create a promotion with a 30% off for all of Deco CX employees, clusterizing it with email, including at deco.cx.
so a promotion for 30% for all products that are inside a collection.
No, I meant for all products. I meant if you want to clusterize it for a team, for example, anybody with an email, placing an order with an email that includes at deco.cx email will get a 30% discount. Now that's tricky because that's a clusterized promotion. It's one of the conditions. So basically, email uh, contains DecoCX. Yep. I don't know if you want to make it search inside VTEX for that kind of. I don't know what the
Uh,
LLM is going to be doing here.
I don't. Let's try. Let's see what happens. So when I click this, I'm asking the LLM to generate an object that I believe failed to make the. I'm gonna refresh this to make the inputs for the call of that tool. Oh, let's show the AI advisor first because it finished. Uh, that is our workflow for the high performing promotions. So it's the same thing we saw before, but now in sections in an UI with the titles, explanations, their stats, so everyone can see the key insights and patterns, the AI recommendation. It's again saying that the highest priority is the tiered free shipping strategy, and it's giving out some okay, very good explanations to what is proposing. Okay, so let me refresh this and let's try creating a promotion again.
Yeah, again, let's go for something like 30% discount for
Oh no, products.
collection. Since we didn't implement a tool to call on the collection names, perhaps we need to go with the collection ID directly, right?
Yeah, I don't believe
E-
the AI generate is working, so it's weird. Anything that I type here, it's gonna it vanished. Sadly, it's not working. I believe we can go ahead and create an agent for that. What do you say, Lucas?
Yeah, let's try that.
Okay, so I'm gonna pop over here, and there's no agents here. I'm gonna go ahead and make an agent that's got access to the tools management. I'm gonna go ahead and disable its power to create and delete and update the tools. It's gonna be able to search, read, and call the tools. And I'm gonna go ahead and give it the AI gateway because I want to be able to generate an object. It's already got the power to AI generate because it's an agent. So, and I'm gonna let's go ahead and save this. Tool for creating a promotion at VTEX.
This is something that we need to work on our UI, right, so Dex? Because you're calling deco chats to iterate on the agent that you're making, on the prompt of the agent that you're making, right?
Yes. Yes.
So we have two chats, one beside the other.
Oh, look, I had another UI right here that was already opened, and it doesn't got the problem with the creating promotions. I don't know why, but let's try creating it here. Create a promotion for 7% on all products. Let's just see if that simple promotion works. If I generate a promotion, it's gonna generate, okay, it did. So this is a step I've made to reveal the promotion you're about to create. It created a name, which is a simple name, 7% off all products at the type regular, and it's got the percentage discount, and it starts on 23. It's rough. AI doesn't know today's date. But okay, let's see the JSON here. Okay. And if I wanted to create a promotion, it will create, I had the JSON here as well. And I believe it created. Let's see if we can see it here now. We do. So I created this as inactive for safety reasons. We could activate it here, and then that promotion would be active, and we would start seeing orders for this. And I believe that's the simple version of a create promotion. Now let's try a complex one. Let's see if this works. Create a promotion that is 30% for all customers that the email contains X issues. 30% off for all DACO customers is regular. It got a description. Yeah, I don't believe it made the clusterizing here. Maybe the tool doesn't have it as well.
The police is over there to arrest the agent because
Sorry,
this, yeah.
noisy street. Yeah, Andres, sorry to tell you that the tool doesn't have that capability because I
Yeah,
did.
again, but it's a matter of fine tuning and just teaching the agent a little bit more deeply on the different schemas for that JSON.
Exactly. If you go on the reference document for this endpoint, we could just, I don't know, copy the link and send it to the agent on the tool, so it could make it so the cluster expression is passed. So it could make like email, which is property name, contains value, and then it would be able to do so.
Exactly like that. Yes.
I believe that's views.
Yeah, let's just, because you opened already, let's just show the agent over there that you tried to make.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's something that we didn't go through on this workshop, but is also a capability of our admin to create agents.
Yeah, but before Dex, I was like working here on the backstage trying to fix our review that we created.
Okay.
Made some prompts and make it work with the tool call. If you want to show it later, we could.
Okay, so I can show it right now before we show up the agents. Which one is it? This one.
Was the I guess this is it. So this is the view that the agents created.
So walk me through. What did you do for it to work? If it
currently we have some technical things in the back end, but Basically, I just did a prompt. I think it's missing a prompt. The right fine-tuned prompt for it to work. But that's it. That's the view that we created.
Yeah, and it's now with the right data.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So I made like two prompts, you made another, and we have a view to watch over our promotions.
Yeah,
One thing
and
that's really good about this is that we can swap the credentials, and then this is live. It's working with another VTEX account.
mhm.
But yeah, just thought.
and we and it's all like with our credentials, we didn't have to worry about like leaking things, and it's all secure on this environment, right?
Yeah, we made some gerrymandering to uh, make the credentials work for this workshop. But if you have these tools on a VTEX app with the OAuth of VTEX, something that you can do is to connect the VTEX app, and the merchant will log in with his account, and he'll have the views and call the tools for his account only. Um, that's like next steps for this AI app.
Yeah, perfect. So I'm
So
now.
at some point, and again, I'm just uh, thinking out loud a little bit on some things, but perhaps you have some users that you want them to be builders and users, perhaps mostly builders. And we went through a lot of things here because we went, you vibe coded things. So you're basically using deco to code deco, uh, to be able to then offer those apps to users. And there kind of needs to be a differentiation. If you have a merchant that's only a user, and it needs to be like more clear for him to be able to get to
But that's
his app.
something important, Andres. Those views that Dex made, they have a distinct URL for them, right? So you can just send the URL, and if we've implemented that we could do, but we didn't. Sign in using the VTEX account, the user would just go to the URL of the app, log in with the VTEX account, and don't even see this UI, this admin UI that we're seeing now.
Exactly. So I have merchant A from account A and merchant B from account B, and I have the view that has a distinct URL. So I have merchant app dot whatever dot com. Uh, so the merchant gets there, and he should be able to again start his day 7 in the morning or 9 in the morning and
Yeah.
say, okay, let's see my promotions dashboard. And then it's going to take him through the route of, okay, you need to authenticate yourself into the account, and then it'll fetch the promotions, give the AI recommendations, and for him to be able to work on the create promotions part of it. Okay.
The way that it works now, and Jimenez and Dex can correct me if I'm wrong. The These merchants, he would need to log in with his Deco account and authorize the VTEX app, and put the credentials, his credentials of the VTEX app uh, on this app, and then he would see that, right? Or I'm wrong.
Yeah, that's the way it's working now. But yes, for sure, we did some because what we are seeing now is it's just like the final, the last version that we had. We did some versions of this XCMS, the product that we're seeing now, and with some customers, and they had this very same issue, like and very same requirement. So, like, they had the builders that built the UI that they wanted to have on their company. We were doing like some internal facing apps for them, and so and we had and I think you're really on the point, Andres. Like, so we had the builder version of the thing that we were building. That's what we're showing to you guys today, and we had the consumer view of that thing. So it became clear for us that we really need to have these distinctions because um, the final user of that interface usually just wants to go, as you said, like on 7 a.m. He wants to open that, see what he has to do for the day, and do it. And one thing that we are thinking that is not really clear yet is because like the user that operates that screen every day, usually it has some insights also on how it could be improved. So one thing that we are working on right now is the ability for 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 you to kind of like improve that UI, for the final user to improve their UI, but without actually breaking like the live version of their UI. So one thing that we are working on is like the ability in here on this product to kind of like have branches. So you have like kind of you can create a branch of your system of all of your views and tools and all that. Try to vibe code something. If it works, you can like try to put on production. If it doesn't work, you just erase the branch. So this is one of the ways that we are thinking on right on like, okay, we have like the builder and the user, but sometimes the user is also the builder and he could really give some context for the builder. And this is some things that we are some of the issues that we're thinking right now.
In using the user that Andres brought us as an example, his merchant could log in his system and just prompt Deco to make the dashboard any other way that he wants. I don't need active promotions. You can scrap that and you just give me the graph of the my recent and you would create a branch and he would use this branch, right? Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably we are yeah
Working on it. Yeah.
we're thinking about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
what's the best interaction and what's the best way, because like probably these merchants they don't have like the same code. Maybe you're thinking about like a version of like forking your code or something like this. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
Yeah, I
doing
believe most merchants will at least share some capabilities. So you're gonna have some canonical modules, and you will want to update one place that updates all the others, but also some things that are specific to some. So yeah,
Perfect. So I think we are getting closer to the end of this workshop. It was a very informative and nice 2 hours that we had here. It's always nice to remind everyone that we are still in beta. So what you're seeing here may change a lot. Will change a lot. Of course, will change a
hopefully.
lot. Hopefully, will change a lot in the next couple of weeks and months and etc. So it's always great to hear feedback. If you are watching us till the end, you can go on admin.decocms.com and create an org and create a project and kind of uh, toy with us a little bit, play around and give us feedback, a lot of feedback. So go on our Discord. You can meet the team there. We are always there. Give your feedback. It's always nice to remind everyone that you can sign up for Deco Camp here. So if you want to learn everything that Deco again, Dex made, and Jimenez was talking about, you can just sign up in Deco Camp and you will learn everything in your own pace, watching and rewatching and having a lot of explanation about it. And we will do workshops like this one every week or every 2 weeks. So we already have the next one settled and scheduled. So you can just again scan the QR code and you will go to a Luma page to register for the next workshop. And I think that's it, Andres. I think we got something right.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we covered some ground. I think it was nice to see it built live, Dex. It's always interesting for everybody to see, you know, the power behind being able to. It's funny how you say it, but use Deco to code Deco to create Deco apps, and you're kind of
Yeah.
circling around using its own technology to be able to build on top of its own technology,
Yeah.
which is something very interesting because at some point I think that can definitely allow for you know, for business users to get things done uh, without too much hassle. Um, Great session. Thank you guys. And can't wait to get my hands on this workspace and you know, just
Yeah.
move my fingers around a little bit and see where this takes us.
Yeah, this is our gift for you, to you. The workspace already created with a lot of tools in it. So I'll give you access to it and you can just continue vibe coding it.
And thank you
Absolutely.
so much, Andres, for this beta
Yeah.
session.
No, no,
Yeah.
thank you guys. Obviously, it's really nice. I think everybody understands this is an evolving process. It's still in beta. I put my hands inside of DecoChat a few weeks, months ago, and I think there's been really nice improvements. And you know, it's going somewhere. I truly believe that there's really powerful things to be built on top of this. So thank you guys for inviting me, and you know, uh,
Yeah.
let's just keep evolving.
Perfect. All that remains now is to give a very warm applause for everyone. And we see you guys next week. So that's it. Thank you everyone. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Done. The YouTube is done, so you can leave. Andres, thank